So let's talk a little bit now about AI and analytics and how we can utilize it to better assist you in making decisions about how to improve your web presence and really your overall marketing. Um, One of the interesting things here is that we've actually connected with a couple of technologies in putting this particular dashboard together. One of those is Google Analytics, which I'm sure most of you are already using. The other is WebEyes Analytics. WebEyes is a unique and cool product in that one of the things that it does is at a macro level, it allows us to track the actual actions that people take on your website. It doesn't do it person by person, but it does establish trends and allows us to see things like rage clicks. In other words, and you've all probably done this, you get to a certain point, you're searching for something and you're not finding it, or you're clicking on something and it's not opening. And so you just start raging on the screen, moving the mouse around or clicking repeatedly on a button because things don't work. The good news about that is if you know when and where and why that happens, all of a sudden you have an easy way to please your customers that are online. So we have a fairly deep analytics practice here, and that analytics practice has been feeding information into AI engines from WebEyes and Google Analytics for some time, and allows us to delve fairly deeply into what's happening on a particular website to help you improve it. In this case, what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at just the generic or general dashboard that we use with our customers. And you'll notice that there's a whole lot of information that we capture and trap and that we then turn into actionable items. The most important part of this dashboard is right here in the middle, where we actually make some key recommendations. Everywhere where you see a star, that means that we can click on that star and the AI engine is going to give us more detail about that high level item that we're looking at. So it's taking a look at that, it's interpreting it for us, it's explaining what is it that this particular thing is that we're looking at, why does it matter, and then what are some next steps that we could take in order to make improvements on that particular piece. You're probably not aware, but there's a massive amount of particularly B2B business that gets lost whenever a customer is unable to find the product that they're looking for on your site. One of the main areas that that happens in, or one of the main impacts of that, is that according to several surveys, including some Gartner surveys, when a customer has that experience and already has items in the shopping cart, they will often abandon the entire shopping cart. So you're not just losing the sale on the product that they can't find, you're losing the sale on all the products, at least up to that point that they did find, and maybe the products post that point that they would have found. Being able to identify when, where, and how that happens is critically important, because if you can avoid that, if you can avoid a nil response or a slow response or a response that really isn't even related to the query that was made, then you're much less likely to lose those customers, lose that revenue, and you'll improve your overall margins on your entire e-commerce presence. We take analytics and following up on analytics very seriously. We encourage customers to take advantage of our program, of a program like this, in order to be able to really understand what's happening. The AI engine also goes in and identifies whether these are high priority items or recommendations that need to be dealt with, medium level recommendations, or even a low quality, I wouldn't say quality, but low level need, low level recommendation, right? So very, very powerful dashboard. Would love to engage with you on it and think it will have a real impact on your profitability and your top line revenue.